to go with my background in gaming and just a little info. So if people want to watch streams, they can just go back at this and just get a little history of me. I started with a Game Boy when I was young, where I played a lot of fun games like Tetris, where I spent hours and hours on it. I also got the Power Rangers, the movie game. That was so much fun. I don't know how many times I went through that game. And I eventually got Pokemon Red, which I played around 500 hours on. I just remember loving that game. My first console was the SNES. And there I had games like Bubsy. I don't know if anyone remembers that game. But that was my first game on that console, and I just remember having so much fun with that game, even though it was a little weird and yeah, uh, not quite the norm on the console. Yoshi's Island was also something I played a lot. I also got so annoyed with Mario whining in that little bubble. Uh, but it was a fun game. Donkey Kong, uh, super fun game. Challenging though, but fun. And the game I probably played the most was International Superstar Soccer Deluxe, also known as Pro Evolution Soccer today, from Konami. And I mean, I spent so much hours on that game. It was so much fun. Um, then I eventually got the N64, where I got Super Mario 64 with it. I remember how amazed I was seeing the 3D and just jumping around, having so much fun. And the boss battles, different levels. I mean, that game had everything. Mario Kart 64, probably my favorite game on that console. I must have spent hundreds of hours on that game as well, playing local multiplayer, battle, and stuff like that. Diddy Kong Racing was also one I remember fondly, and GoldenEye was probably the game I spent most local or competitively with others. Uh, I have just so many fun memories of that. Eventually, I got a PS4, PS2, where I played one of my favorite games, Final Fantasy X or 10, however you wanna say it. Uh, just amazing storytelling, combat. I mean, that game has everything for me. Uh, the characters are just, yeah, just can't praise that game enough. Dragon Ball Z, Budokai 2 and 3, just those are probably the only fighting games I really enjoyed uh, ever. Really, I have a little fondness for Tekken, but those are ones I really dug myself into. I also had Battlefront 2. Uh, just had so much fun playing the story mode and uh, playing against bots and eventually online. I also played a lot with the WWE games, Shut Your Mouth and Here Comes the Pain. I still think today that Here Comes the Pain is the best in the series. I've played some of the later ones, but none of them have captured me as much as that game. I've also played all of the PES games that came out for the PS2, aka Pro Evolution Soccer. Well, the 360, I was kind of late. I think I got it in 2008, and played a lot of multi-plat games, but the games that really stood out that were exclusives were Forza 3 Horizon and Forza 4. Just really fun games, and I still think those racing games are the most fun, at least when it comes to simulation. Need for Speed Underground as well for the PS2, just also so much fun. 1 and 2. For the PS3, the games that kind of stick out my mind, I got that one in 2012. Journey, God of War, there are probably more, but that's my main console, at least for the time being, until PS4 gets a little more games. And I have a PS4 as well. I haven't gotten the other ones. They're kind of expensive here. I also have a Vita and a 3DS where I play on from time to time. Games I'm looking forward to next year are Batman. I've loved every game in the series. It's the game from or Rocksteady have always been developers I've liked, and yeah, it's hopefully the last game in the trilogy, Rocksteady trilogy, will be amazing. The Division looks also very interesting. I don't know enough of the modes or how the game works, but that looks very interesting to me as well. Also, the two new Telltale games, Tales of Borderlands and Game of Thrones. I've liked the last games from Wolf Among Us, especially. And I'm really looking forward to that. The last two are Star Wars Battlefront, I mentioned earlier. Just love that kind of setting, and yeah, I hope DICE doesn't screw up with that. Also, my other favorite game, I have Final Fantasy and Mass Effect 2 as my two favorite games ever. And looking forward to Mass Effect 4 or whatever it's called. And yeah, I hope you subscribe, and thank you for watching.